All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And peace, love, and salutations to the Akim that's out there laboring, that's out there hopeful elect, that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And pretty much, Jake is trying to put their finger on things that are going on in the earth and pretty much going on in their daily lives, because Jake is pretty much catching hell, you know. Okay, and as we dwindle down to these last days, okay, Jake is pretty much still destroyed for the lack of knowledge, But you have a lot of these people that are saying certain things, like they know something, you know. But pretty much, you got a lot of these celebrities pretty much know who we are, you know, and it's not even really trying to focus on them per se. But the fact is that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Abushai, you know, uh, the simple, okay, could pretty much correlate what their favorite comedian or somebody may say, and pretty much, will line it up with pretty much why this so-called witch hunt is going on with you Negro Latinos and Native Americans, and chiefly with you Negroes, man. Okay, because you being the chief, the head tribe, okay, and pretty much, there is a organized coalition to pretty much keep you on the bottom. They pretty much are trying to suppress anything, okay, that can cause an awakening, okay. And this is the reason why that persecution will come, okay, because the counsel of the Lord shall stand. You see, and there's nothing that could do against this truth but for the truth, But this guy, he's gonna play a plethora of clips, but I just want to grab one in particular, which will be the first one that he shows, and it's pretty much featuring our Cat Williams. Now, Cat Williams is pretty much an interesting figure, very very intelligent man. Pretty much, he can kind of space out on certain things and go, outside the box. But pretty much, he is a student for truth. That I will give him for that. And pretty much, he pretty much hits the nail on the head with his comment. Now, this clip pretty much is when he was on the Willie D show, and that was pretty much a few months after he's done the Shay show where they went viral, pretty much. But let me just let this man speak, and let's hit some scriptures. So without any further ado.
Comedian, actor, and writer Cat Williams.
You probably wonder, why do...
Think about the parallels in the videos I'm about to show you. One is by comedian, actor, and writer Cat Williams.
You probably wonder, why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? I don't pay attention to things I don't like.
What's that?
The liar.
See, pretty much, and this is all about Jacob and Esau at the end of the day, okay? Everybody pretty much has their role in the book of life, and the centerpiece to Yahweh's plan, okay, his movie, so to speak, okay, is Jacob and Esau. Now, you heard what he just said, okay. Why do so-called or white people pay so much attention to you Jakes out there, man? Okay, and the answer that he gives pretty much is going to hit the nail on the head. Okay, now let's play it again. I'm gonna start it from the top again.
Videos I'm about to show you. One is by comedian, actor, and writer Cat Williams.
You probably wonder, why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? I don't pay attention to things I don't like.
What's the answer?
The liar knows what lie he told. You see what I'm saying? So even if I made it deceitful and I made you think that the answer is over here, but the answer is really over here, I'm still going to be looking over here. Me, the one that tricked, because I know this is the right answer. Black people have lost their identity, but our oppressors have not lost our identity.
And that's the point right there. Okay? That's the point right there. You know, Esau has the records. He knows who you are. Okay? And hell is being put on you to keep you suppressed, to keep you dumbed down. Okay? To give you pretty much anything that will destroy you. You know, the scriptures speak about the enemy has waited for me to destroy me. And they put all of these obstacles in your path. Okay? All right? At every turn, okay, is death. At every turn will be a setback for you. Okay? It will be a setback for you, and it will be a setback for your descendants after you. You see? Okay? The perpetual hatred has pretty much reached a level to where, okay, you people, they kind of keep you people from pretty much rising up to pretty much coming to the knowledge of the truth, so to speak. Okay? You see? Now, pretty much, you know, because he has the records, okay? All right? What was the quote that the apostle said? He said that, you know, you have to know that, you know, in order for you to tell a lie, you have to know the truth, so to speak. Okay? And pretty much, you know, I'm roughly paraphrasing what he has said, but he uses that quote quite often. Okay? Pretty much, you know, the one that's actually doing the trickery, okay, will use all kinds of deceits and lies to cover up what truly is the truth. You see? Okay? And this man pretty much is seeing now us standing upon our feet. Okay? And great fear is falling upon him. You see? And this word is going to frustrate this man to where he's going to get wroth. Okay? He's going to be wroth pretty much towards the woman. Okay? And that's talking about you Jakes out there, man. Okay? You see? All right? And pretty much, you know, this whole thing right now is being pretty much cracked wide open, man. Okay? The truth is out there for you people to get it while it's here, man. Okay? Because all of this is about to be shut down real soon, man. You know? The doors of repentance are closing. Okay? You see? All right? This is a serious matter because Jake does not have a clue what the hell's going on. But they know that there has to be some type of witch hunt. They're coming to the conclusion that a witch hunt is against you, man. Okay? And we can get that through the scriptures, man. Okay? Let's start off with, all right, we're going to start off with Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Okay? All right? Now, just what he said, you know, and this is the Psalm of Asaph, right? Okay? And it says, keep not thy silent, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head, and have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Okay? You Negro Latinos and Native Americans, you are the hidden ones, man. Okay? All right? They understand that you are God's chosen people at the end of the day, man. Okay? You are great at everything that you apply yourself to, man. Okay? Without any pretty much pitfalls that they put in your place. If they would just leave you be, okay, you could accomplish anything you want, okay, in this earth, man. And this is in your lowest estate. You see? Okay? They know this. Okay? So this is why they always are putting laws or just pretty much secret agreements, okay, to keep you people on the bottom, man. Okay, it is their this is life and death for them as well. Okay, they feel, okay, they will throw the kitchen sink at you tribes, man. Okay, to keep you on the bottom, man. Okay, but they have taken crafty counsel, man. Okay, and this is not just speaking about the Babylonians here, man. This is a worldwide consensus. Okay, you see, right? And it says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance, man. Okay, and Israel pretty much is a people before a place, man. Okay, all right. We are the sons of Jacob, man. You see, okay, they have the records, they know that. Okay, and this is why you're seeing a lot of terror going on throughout the whole world, right? It's because them having the records, they know who the quote unquote Christians are, man. Okay, you see, all right. The Lord said that He would scatter us into corners, man. All right, we are throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, and this man has the records, man, and he's destroying the Lord's people, man. Okay, as we speak. Okay, all right. Jacob's trouble, man, is pretty much coming upon the tribes across the whole world, man. Okay, you see, right? And it says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. Okay, why? It's because they understand, all right, that the prophecies, okay, they're trying to upset prophecy, man. They're trying to stop the second coming, okay, or who the people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. You see, which his name is Yahushai in the Hebrew. You see, okay. Cat Williams, he knows that, okay. But you got a lot of these celebrities, man, that walk that tightrope, pretty much, that fine line. They want to say certain things, but don't want to say too much. All right, he's pretty much behind the eight ball as it is. Okay, but he has a lane to pretty much be able to thrive in this place, to be able to make money for him and his family, man. Okay, and he doesn't want to pretty much get so-called canceled on that, because that's the first thing that they try to do with these celebrities, man. Okay, to silence them. Okay, they pretty much try to bring them to financial ruin. Okay, and this is how these celebrities are being controlled, man, because once they see pretty much how the goodies can be taken away, they pretty much get back in line, and it will be as if they never mentioned it before. Okay, this is why you have a lot of these celebrities that have mentioned about who they are. Okay, but you haven't heard any follow-up comments about it. You see, okay, but it's because they were silenced. You see, so pretty much, man, pretty much everybody all around us, man, pretty much have been compromised at the end of the day, man. You see, but we're seeing now with this war that's going on. Okay, there is something that's sinister on the other underlying of everything that's going on. You see, okay, and we're seeing this pretty much this acceleration with this man's technocracy. Okay, because this is what the Most High opposes the most. Okay, this man is trying to merge man with machine. Okay, he's trying to disrupt, okay, and dismantle the natural order of things, man. Okay, and it's actually reaching to an all-time high, man. Okay, we're pretty much in the worst case scenario, as you can see, man. Okay, they're ramping up on the chemicals that are being put in the food. Okay, they're ramping up on just the squeeze plays going on right now. Okay, you know, this man has the world in a vice, and he's slowly tightening it. Okay, and everybody's pretty much feeling the wrath of it, man. But it all pretty much is centered around Jacob, man. Okay, that's the main one that he needs to really be focused on, and he's always focused on Jacob, man. Okay, you see, he has made. You may remember that Esau made pretty much a vow that he's going to kill Jacob, man. Okay, and it's not just his brother. Is pretty much was speaking about his generations, man. Okay, his descendants. You see, all right. But from there, let's go to Psalms. Chapter 2, verse 1. Right? Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a feigned thing? Okay? And this is what they're doing right now behind closed doors, man. Okay? They're pretty much are setting up their plans to pretty much have the world pretty much in total control, man. Okay? You see? And pretty much continue to have a tightening grip on the Lord's people, man. Okay? He's trying to stop any type of reckoning that the people may have, man, to pretty much realign themselves back to their power, man. You see? But it says, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Right? You see? All right. All of these think tanks and round table councils, man. Okay. All right. The pretty much behind closed doors, the witchcraft that's going on. All right. That's trying to pretty much upset prophecy, man. It's not going to work. Okay. Because what the Lord say, verse 4, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision, man. Okay? You see? All right? And pretty much, these people are in derision, man. Okay? Everything this man does is of poor and sloppy taste, man. Okay? The people are on to him, man. His credibility is shot. You see? Okay? But he still has the power of the media, man. Okay? And he pretty much can seduce the simple, man. Okay? The simple ones that are pretty much are going to be the ones that's going to be pretty much the voices heard, man. Okay? As far as making this man feel like he's justified in anything that he does, man. Which is going to lead to the persecution, man. You see? Okay? But the Lord said, man, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision, man. Let's get that word derision real quick, man. Let's see if I can, derision, the act of treating someone or something with contemptuous mockery, scorn, and ridicule. It goes beyond simple teasing, representing a harsh, belittling form of laughter that aims to discredit and dismiss a person, idea, or situation, man. Okay? And that's what the Lord's going to do, man. The Lord is going to have it to where this man is discrediting himself. Okay? All right? All right? And it's going to dismiss this man's schemes that he has pretty much, that he's pretty much trying to roll out. All right? Gradually. You see? And this man is only going to get to a certain point of what he's doing, man. Okay? You see? His plan is to pretty much to enslave the world, man. Okay? You see? All right? From there, let's go to Proverbs real quick. Just want to roll out a few scriptures here, but J. Edgar Hoover, okay, which was the head of the FBI, he made a comment saying that if there's going to be any so-called black messiah, he created it. You see, and that goes into that COINTEL program, man. Okay, where they had the likes of Martin Luther King and Freddie Hampton. You know, these guys here were pretty much was set up. Okay, all right, and the reason why Martin Luther King was pretty much unalived was because he went off script later on in his life. He went off script. He went off from the liberal doctrine, okay, that was set up. Okay, you see, because pretty much, you know, his role was to integrate, okay, people into our neighborhoods, okay, and they pretty much got infiltrated with drugs. Okay, you see, all right. Prior to King pretty much coming in and being the voice of the people, okay, you know, Jake pretty much, you know, was doing for themselves, okay, but pretty much, you know, it was a sinister, much more sinister connection of why they had this man propped up, okay, all right. Their plans was to pretty much destroy these black communities, so-called Negro communities, and the families, okay, all right, break up the family household, the family unit, okay, and flood the area with drugs, man, okay. Then came along redlining. Then came along with wage disparity. Okay, a lot of these things came on there, and these are part of the schemes, man, to keep Jake down on the bottom, man. Okay, you see, all right, the so-called police brutality, what you want to call, man. Okay, all right, the secret memo to pretty much crack Jake's head open, okay, was pretty much rendered, man. Okay, put hell on you Jakes out there, man. You see? Okay, you know, just like Charles S. Dustin said in Medicine Society, man. You know, he said the hunt is on, and you're the prey, man. Okay, so pretty much Cat Williams pretty much nailed it with that statement that he made. Okay, you see? All right, this man has everything to lose. He understands that. He has everything to lose, man. Okay? This is why he is diligent with trying to destroy you people, man. Okay? You see? All right? Let's go to Proverbs real quick. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 21. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of Yahweh shall stand. And what's the counsel of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai? What's the counsel? The counsel is pretty much to deliver his people. It's going to turn that captivity, man. Okay? You see? All right? All right? The you know, and you know, he's a carnal man at the end of the day. You know, and none of these guys that rose up and Hampton and these other guys, these guys were not the Black Messiah, pretty much. These are the ones that he created. You see? Okay? But the Great Awakening was not going to come from something, what these men were speaking of, man. Okay? You see? All right? This man was speaking about a dream, you know, and the scriptures speak about that, man. And, you know, that he was telling lies, man. Okay, he was going by a liberal doctrine, man, that was set forth in front of him, man. Okay, you see, and when he went off script, when he realized that he effed up and said that I felt like I led my people into a burning building, man. Okay, you see, and this is from a book that he had published, he had wrote, pretty much. Okay, and he was going to a lot of these things to where, you know, hey, listen, man, we only wanted you to do the civil rights thing. You're talking about too much of these other things, man, and that's going off script. You see? Okay? But so they kept tabs on this man. Okay? You see? Right? Right? From there, Okay? All right? That the counsel of the Lord is going to stand. Okay? Nobody's going to deliver us out of this captivity but Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Yahweh's going to send his only begotten son back down, okay, for that second return, man. Okay? That's what we're waiting for, man. Okay? All right? That's in the playbook. You see? Okay? All right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 21, verse 30. It says, there is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against Yahweh, man. Okay? So everything that they're doing is going to come to naught, man. You see? All right? You see? Okay? Right? Right? Just rattle off a few more of these precepts. Okay? This is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 10. It says, take counsel together, and it shall come to naught. Speak the word, and it shall not stand, for the Most High is with us, man. Okay? You see? So we don't have anything to worry about, man. Okay? We just got to pretty much trust in the Lord, man, at the end of the day, man. Okay? The Lord's going to make do on his promise, man. Okay? You see? All right? And ultimately, like I said, you know, which leads us to this scripture here. Okay? This is Isaiah. All right? You already know what it is. Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall speak against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh, man. Okay? You see? This is from the remnant right here, man. Okay? No weapon formed against us is going to prosper, man. Anything that they do. You see? Okay? Everything that they do is going to come to naught, man. You know? Okay? All right? Let me pull one more precept, okay, before I end this lesson. This is Psalms chapter 33, verse 10. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people to none effect, man. You see? Okay? And whatever was going on with that big meeting, okay, between Trump and the leader of China, Xi Jinping, okay, and they brought all of those technocrats with them. You see? Okay? Anything that they try to plan and what they're trying to do, okay, all right, concerning this banking system, concerning the AI and trying to transition into this new digital currency, it's going to come to naught, man. Okay? All right? The council that they have planned is going to come to naught at the end of the day, man. Okay? You see? The Lord's pretty much is gonna step in, man, and pretty much shut this man's plans down. Okay? You see? Right? The counsel of Yahweh standeth forever, in the thoughts of his heart to all generations, man. Okay? You see? But this is the reason why, you know, Jake is catching so much hell, man. Okay? He knows who you are, all right? And he puts these little things out there to pretty much make you a byword and a proverb, man. Okay? Well, it's ultimately the Lord that's pretty much putting you Jakes in this position, man, because you pretty much have rebelled against him, man. Okay? And this is the punishment, okay, that you people have received for it, man. Okay? You see? But, you know, just wanted to bring that out. You know, I just thought that was a little interesting of what he said concerning Cat Williams. Okay? You know, that was probably maybe almost 2 years ago now on the Willie D show. Okay? You see? But he says, but our oppressors have not lost our identity. Okay, so he got the records. He knows who you are. Okay, and it's his duty. Okay, all right, to be that wicked ruler on the left hand side, man. Okay, you see, and to pretty much keep you people suppressed. Okay, and keep from that great awakening, man. All right, so pretty much I'm gonna end it there, and I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rukakwadash, Shalom.